Yeah, I think it looks so much nicer now. I think it looks lovely. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm super excited for this one because there've been some developments since my last video, the one in which I went to the grave of my great-great-grandparents and used this. Got some really interesting responses. Yeah, and some exciting stuff has happened since, so I'm really looking forward to this one and updating you on everything. If you haven't seen that vlog, I'm going to do a quick recap now. So I want to find out if this brooch belongs to this lady, my great-great-grandmother, and if this man on the back is him. Is that so new? Are you the person on the brooch? Yeah, I can kind of see how it could be the same person. Yeah, I think it must be him, and I think that's incredible to be able to go and find that out and have that confirmed so clearly. So yeah, as you can see at the end of it, the grave was looking, well, in an absolute state really. It wasn't looking very good, and I was sort of thinking at the time it would be nice really if I could sort of get it tidied up. And I didn't think much more of it, and a couple of days or so after I'd been there was this advert came up on my Facebook page, and it was for grave restoration services, and I thought, what are the odds of that? That was a bit weird, so I thought, I wonder. So I contacted them, and to cut a long story short, I had the grave restored, and it's now white again. It looks really nice, and yeah, so it looks like now. So I'm really happy with that, and I've been doing a few S-Box sessions at home and one at the grave, and let's just say they had a lot to say about it. So I'm going to play you the one I did at the grave now. Okay, wow, doesn't that look so much better? Yeah, nice and clean now. What do you think? Much better, isn't it? And we put some fresh flowers on as well. So yeah, this is... You can actually see the writing now of who's in there. Yeah. And I'm named after this lady, my great-grandmother. My middle name is Caroline. So there we go. Alright, let's do a very quick S-Box session. Yeah, because there's nobody here. It's very quiet. Nice day. Nice afternoon. We'll explore the older part, I think, a bit later, but yeah, I don't know if anything's going to come through today. And let's just do a quick S-Box session.
S-Box. Scanning. FM.
And can't see if anybody's here. Yeah? The gravestone, did that say? It's a bit better now, doesn't it? Let's turn this up a little bit. Do you like it? Looking forward. Last time we did this, somebody wanted help. What kind of help can people give to faith? How can we help you? Anybody else? lots to talk. I'll wander around in a minute. Very noisy place. Oh, there it is. Can you see that? What's in the sky? Okay, I'm gonna go now. So yeah, just a short session. Yeah, there's a few bits coming through that, wasn't there? And yeah, I think it looks so much nicer now. I think it looks lovely. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to laugh at the end when it was like something about digging. It's like not really what you want to hear in a graveyard, but yeah, I won't be doing any digging anytime soon there. But yeah, there were some interesting responses. Yeah, I'd also been doing some S-Block sessions at home, and as always, record on the SD card. They don't speak when I'm on camera for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to test it again at the end. Probably be the last time I test that out. But they don't like to speak when I'm filming, but I get something like 40 responses in about 3 or 5 minutes, usually when the cameras aren't on. But fortunately, there's a little button here, which means I can record everything, so then it goes on the SD card. And yeah, I always play the SD card recording straight after the video, because it's surprising how different it sounds through my iPhone speakers, through the camera, than it does on the actual recording. And I want you to hear exactly what I hear, so that's why I always show the SD card recording afterwards. And sometimes, you know, the SD card recording, it makes less sense than what I initially thought it was. But I always go with accuracy. I always go with what I think is the most accurate translation. I don't sort of try and make it fit. You know, that has been a criticism kind of levelled at people that use this. And yeah, no, I get that. And like, for example, I thought it said gravestone. It really sounded like gravestone on that first video. But then when I went back, it clearly said I'm musical, which does kind of make sense with the family, actually. There are musical people, and there was a piano that we had that belonged to my nan that had belonged to Caroline and David. So yeah, there is, the musical thing does also kind of make sense. And yeah, I want to talk about the people that are in the grave, because one of them keeps coming through. David, this is my great grandfather, the husband of Caroline, whose parent, I know this gets really confusing, whose parents are in there as well. And I've had the name David come through twice now, and so he seems to be the strongest coming through on this. But yeah, he was my nan's dad, and I never met him, but my nan had told me a bit about him And the bits that I remember are not terribly positive, really. I don't think she had a very good relationship with her dad. Yeah, I'm not going to share any of the things she told me here because they're not very pleasant. Which does kind of get me thinking about who or what it is we are talking to through these things. I don't think we can just talk to anyone we want to through this. I don't know, because whenever I do talk to spirits, what often tends to come up is they often ask for help. And so it makes me wonder, is what we're accessing through this some kind of lower level where people haven't quite properly passed on? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really intrigued to hear people's opinions on this. Because I hear this coming through other people's sessions as well, that, you know, help comes up a lot. And if so, I'm curious to know if we are in a position to help them. And if there's a kind of, you know, moral argument there that we probably should. But they seem really happy about the grave being cleaned up, I will say that. And I'll play you some of the SD card clips now because these are really interesting.
To shape. Things. Month's trick. Of options. Said. Good. And trail and Thursday. Maybe difficult. Doing the trick. Review. Please.
Yeah, there's some interesting bits in that, like when it sort of said remind grave company review. It's like, are they reminding me to leave a review for the grave cleaning company? That was weird, which I did, of course, because they did a very good job. They did a fantastic job, actually, fair play to them. They were only there like an hour and it was amazing. I've not seen it that good in a very long time. Possibly the best I've seen it. So they did a fantastic job. Yeah, there was another thing there as well where they were like sort of talking among themselves, almost like trying to figure out how to come through this better. I found this as well, they'll talk amongst themselves on this, and that's always entertaining. There was a really weird coincidence actually which happened, which was so after I paid for this grave to be done, it did wallop my bank account a bit, I am not gonna lie here. And after it went out, I remember thinking, okay, spirits, okay, if you want to thank me, there's always the lottery numbers, come on. And I didn't think anything of it. I kid you not, 3 days later, I get an email, says you have won a prize on the national lottery. I was like, what? And I thought it would just be like a free ticket or something, which like it usually is. But no, I won £30. So there we go. It's not millions, granted. Don't get excited. But no, that made my day. That really made my day, because that, like, what are the odds of that? Like, £30, 3 days after the grave was cleaned, with 3 winning numbers, and there's 3 memorials on the grave. And I just joked in my head about, come on, make my lottery numbers come up. Like, that's interesting. What do you think? Do you think these coincidences are meaningful or just coincidences? Let me know. And funnily enough, my nan, whose parents and grandparents are in that grave, she loved the National Lottery. Like, she always played that ever since it started. And she used to say to me when I was little, we're trying really hard to win for you. And I'm like, okay, you keep trying. But yeah, I sometimes wonder. She passed in 2012, so I don't know, maybe she's influencing things a bit as well. I don't know, a few more zeros next time. That'd be great. Okay, I think it's probably the time where I try and use this and fail because they don't want to speak to me. But this will probably be the last time I do this, because I do kind of want to respect the fact that they don't want to speak on camera. That's fair enough. But I do have a little experiment planned. If they don't speak on this, I have a trick up my sleeve. So let's just test this out first and see. They still have,
Xbox. Scanning. FM.
they still haven't told me why they don't speak, so you could always do that now. What is it about the camera? What don't you like about the camera, being honest? spirits like sleep or something? Alright, I'm gonna try something. Okay, so it's doing it again. There's no point me dragging that out. I'm gonna try a little experiment. I'm intrigued to see how this works. I'm gonna leave it by itself running with the camera on, and I'm gonna go into a different room because I want to know if I'm influencing it somehow. Like, I don't know. Like, if I go into another room, will it be okay with being on camera then? I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I could hear a couple of bits coming through that when I was on the other side of the door in the kitchen, so I'll be interested to go back and transcribe that and see what came out. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this one today, I think. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, about the grave thing. If I did win the lottery, something I'd really love to do would be to like pay to have that whole section of the graveyard restored. I think that would be really nice because it does look a mess, and there's so many that would be all nice and white that just look kind of grey and tatty looking, and it is a shame, you know. Like, there's other cultures around the world that really sort of venerate their ancestors, and I think in comparison it's a bit sad really that we'll probably all end up that way, kind of in our grave looking a bit of a state. But yeah, it obviously seems to be important to the spirits that we do this. They seem thankful for it, and I think, you know, if you're in a position to, maybe it's something to think about because yeah, it does seem to matter. So yeah, let me know what you think though. Yeah, and if there's anything on the transcriptions that I've missed that you've caught, do let me know as well. And yeah, I think a collaborative effort is probably the best way to go with these kinds of things, because there was a few on that card that were coming through as like two different things. It's like the Lovell Yanny all over again. But yeah, I do try and listen to it over and over and over again and try and get the one that I think is the most accurate. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I think they're happy with that too, the spirits that is. And I hope you're happy with that. Let me know. If so, put a like and a subscribe, comment, all of that jazz. And yeah, thanks for watching. Love and light to you all. Stay curious. Bye.